It is the 27th of October 1939, and we are following a merchant ship belonging to the United States of America. It's called the City of Flint because that city paid for it during the First World War. It was launched in 1919, and 20 years later it is taking cargo from New York to the United Kingdom. It's actually carrying military supplies and is therefore allowed to be attacked, even though the United States of America is neutral. Now, there's a German warship. It's a pocket battleship. Essentially, that means it has extremely large guns on a much smaller ship. It's very fast, but not heavily armoured. And it's named the Deutschland. So, it's rather important in German armed forces. Now, the Deutschland stops the city of Flint in the early stages of the war, back in September, and captures it. It doesn't sink it. It puts a small crew of Germans aboard, and they become a prize ship. They're very much like Piracy in the old days. Now, the ship is now sailing under a German crew, and the Americans have sort of discovered this, and they're deeply unhappy. However, the Germans sail the ship to Norway, and this is illegal. The Norwegians are neutral. They are not going to allow a captured enemy ship into their port, so they send them away. They visited a place called Tromsø, which is in the north. However, they then sail round to Murmansk, which is a port in the Soviet Union, and the Soviets immediately arrest the Germans because, you know, what they're doing is illegal. But you remember, the Soviets and the Germans are still allies under the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. So Hitler sends quite aggressive messages to the Soviets saying, you mind your business. And the Russians capitulate, and they allow the ship with its German crew to leave Murmansk on this very day. And this is a difficulty for the Americans, because what can you do? They have no naval or military presence on this side of the globe. Also, they are neutral, but Germany is testing their patience. Now, in Britain, we are at war, and we would like American help, and we are getting it. Obviously, the city of Flint is bringing supplies, but we want America in the war. So you can imagine the difficulty here, because the Americans see this as a major diplomatic incident, but the British would quite like it if the Americans could be drawn into the war.